Hello, 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 yummy mummies and mummies to be, yummy daddies and daddies to be. Welcome back to the Maternity Diary. And if today is your very first time watching the Maternity Diary, please do consider subscribing now and liking this video for more amazing videos coming your way. It's an amazing family and we are so glad to have you here. Today we'll be talking about a very important but hardly spoken of topic. And I know you know what the topic is. It's already in the thumbnail. And it's simply gender disappointment. So relax, sit back, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, so today we'll be talking about gender disappointment, okay? And I think it's important for us to understand what is gender disappointment, okay? Gender disappointment is basically when you find out that the sex, your baby sex, okay, it's a girl when you were expecting a boy or the other way around. And to be honest with you, mothers, new mothers, expectant mothers, tell me, share your stories, tell me how you feel about this topic in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this topic, because I think it's very important for us to be very open about it. There are some topics that seem like they are untouchable topics. People hardly talk about them, and it's like it remains a taboo to a lot of people. But then let's not forget that some people actually suffer in silence because of certain issues like this, and this is one of them. So it's a really hard topic for many people, many parents to talk about. But I think it's important that we establish that gender disappointment is a real thing, and it's actually a big deal. I have experienced gender disappointment, and I'll talk about it in a bit. Yes, I'll talk about it in a bit. And so let's start by first of all acknowledging some of the factors that can lead to us having certain expectations or dreams or hopes of a particular gender. Number one reason is that it could be for cultural reasons, and basically it's around the gender roles. In some cultures, they believe that the first child should be a man, should be a boy, not a woman. Okay, and so because of that cultural reason, and if you come from that kind of cultural background, you have that extra pressure to want to have a boy, and when you don't have a boy, gender disappointment sets in. Number two reason, or number two cause, okay, of gender disappointment is simply family pressure. Family pressure. So sometimes families will be like, oh, you know what, I had two boys and two girls, and so you have to have two girls and two boys. It could come from your parents, it could come from your in-laws, and they'll say, oh, in this family, this is how we do things. We have 4 children, 2 girls and 2 boys. And so it puts pressure on you when, let's say for instance, you're having only girls and then no boys coming. You begin to have that gender disappointment. Number 3, let's talk about societal pressures. Oh God, after the societal pressure. So let's talk about societal pressure here for a minute. That one, let's hold on. So societal pressure in this day and age of social media, societal pressure is a big deal, especially now that they do all these gender reveal celebrations, the trend of doing these kind of celebrations and the potential impacts that it has on expectations. So sometimes like you see people doing this gender reveal celebrations, and then you can see that the woman is disappointed because she was expecting a boy, and then pink drops down and then it's a girl, and the other way around. And the societal pressure causes us to want to, for instance, let's say you've had a boy, You've seen that everybody, oh, when people have a boy, the next time, oh, they have a girl, and they're doing all these things on social media. Okay, I have the firstborn was a boy, the secondborn was a girl, oh, the next one was a boy, the next one was a girl, and everybody seems to be having that kind of, that trend. It's going on. Hashtag baby goals, and you feel pressure because, oh, you have 2 boys, you have 3 boys, or you have 3 girls, and you're not following, you're not like, you feel like, I'm not really in that space where I'm happy that I have this set of gender, okay, in my family. And it's unfortunate, but then it is. There's also the internalized pressures, okay, that we have. And this pressure can come from so many things. It can come from how you planned or imagined your family makeup to look. Okay, and it's normal. Look, I had internal pressure. Let me talk about my story. I had internal pressure, okay. Here's the case. I was the first child of my parents. 4 years after I was born, 4.5 years after I was born, a beautiful boy comes in and was born. I'm like, okay, that's okay. And then 2 years after that, that's 6 years after I was born, the next one drops. And I'm like, okay, I'm expecting a girl, and then it's another boy. Fast forward to 15 years after I was born, or 14 years after I was born, that's likely 8-year age gap or 10-year age gap between the second boy and then the last one. So the last one, when my mom was pregnant, she comes to me and tells my dad, and I think I've told the story with my dad before when he came to visit, about how we're expecting that we're going to have a girl. And we had already named, so my parents came, oh, we are pregnant, and then we were like, oh, it's going to be a girl. Everybody wanted a girl. So we already named this baby, this beautiful baby, who we hadn't yet seen, we didn't even know. And my parents didn't do the ultrasound at that time. And so we named him Barbara, our sweet darling Barbara. Guess what? Baby drops and it's another boy. I'm telling you, that's where my first taste of gender disappointment came in. It was so hard for me. Trust me, it was so hard for me. I was so upset that another boy was born. But guess what? He became my best friend, and he's still one of my best friends. We are the best of friends, and I love him. I wouldn't change it for the world. And then, unfortunately, my mom passed, which some of you know the story already. So for close to 15 years after my mom passed, I was the only girl in a male-dominated household. There was no other girl. And so it was really tough for me. I would imagine having a sister. Sometimes you just want to vibe with a girl. Even though I'm very close to my brothers, they're like my best friends. Sometimes you just want to have that feminine touch, And I really wanted that, but I never had that. So when I was going to marry, in fact, I called my husband and I told him, we have to have 2 girls. In fact, I wasn't even thinking of having a boy because I'm like, I've had enough of the male world. So I just want girls. We had already named, I told him these are the names of our daughters. In fact, we were so happy. We had talked about everything. So guess what? I have my baby. And then during the ultrasound, I found out it's a boy. I was disappointed, but I was like, okay, it's okay. I was disappointed, honestly. I'm not going to lie. I was disappointed. But it didn't take a toll on me. So I was like, okay, let's go on. Then I find out I'm pregnant with the second one. And I remember this one, it was so funny because the day I found out, this was COVID time. So my husband wasn't with me when I did the ultrasound. So I called my dad to tell my dad, I was like, hello, daddy, I have some news for you. And he knew I was going for ultrasound. So as soon as I told him, my dad was like, what is it? What is it? Are you having twins? I'm like, are you kidding me? That was my dad's reaction. I was like, are you having twins? Because in my mom's family, they do have twins. They have triplets also in their family. So, I mean, it's not surprising if I was going to have twins anyway. So my dad was so excited. He was like, are you having twins? And I'm like, no, I'm having another boy. He was like, oh, don't worry. He's going to be a blessing to you. Trust me. Even though I got that encouragement, even my husband encouraged me, I was like, don't worry, it's fine. And the truth is, I only wanted just 2 kids. I didn't want more than 2 kids. And the 2 kids I wanted them to be girls, you know. So, to be honest with you, right from the time I found out till the day I was giving birth, I was still hopeful that, oh, maybe it was a mistake on the scan, it was a girl. So I remember I used to sing this song from Tasha Cobb that you can still change things. Even now, you can still change things. You know, even weeks to me having this baby, I was like, oh, maybe it was a mistake. Oh, it will come and this baby is a girl. So, and lo and behold, I gave it to this baby, and he was like the most beautiful, one of the most beautiful babies I've ever seen. He was so beautiful, I had to look down to be sure, is he a boy or a girl? When I was born. And to be honest with you, like, the gender disappointment, I carried this gender disappointment throughout pregnancy. And even when I gave birth to him and he looked so beautiful like a girl, like, I kept looking, I'm like, why couldn't this be a girl? You know? So gender disappointment is a real thing. Don't let anybody make you feel like you are awkward for being disappointed about gender of your baby. It's normal. And trust me, it's more normal than you think. People just do not talk about it, but it's very, very normal. So while all these factors can place like enormous weight of pressure on us, there's something that we need to remember, that, you know, none of us can really have control over the sex of our babies, and it's very important for us to know. None of us have. You'll find that sometimes when it comes to the cultural reasons why people get gender disappointment, maybe a man, we have to have boy in the family and he's giving birth to only girls, and he go to a different woman to have another baby, thinking that it's going to be a boy, and it's not a boy, forgetting that it's not about the woman, it's him. You know what I mean? The problem is not the woman, it is him. So sometimes, like, we cannot have control over the sex of our babies, and it's down to chance. There are scientific reasons why people have the male, you have to give your Y chromosome and all those things. You know, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, it's really up to chance, okay? And people follow the Chinese calendar or follow whatever calendar they want to do, and people can swear to it that it works for them. But let me tell you something. I want you to know that it's okay for you to feel sad. It's okay for you to feel disappointed. It's okay, for you to be sad when you see your baby. But it doesn't mean you love your baby any less. Trust me, I love my boy so much, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't trade it for the world. If I had a baby right now and it's a girl, oh hallelujah. If it's a boy, I don't have a choice. And every close friend that I have will tell you that Teresa, she likes girls. So all my friends who have girls, they're like my baby girls. You know, I've adopted them as my baby. And who knows, maybe one day I'll adopt. Anyway, so look, when you find out that your baby's sex is not consistent with your hopes and your dreams, it's okay. It doesn't mean that you don't love your baby. And to be honest with you, it doesn't mean that. And it doesn't mean that you will love them less or you would have loved a girl more. No, there is nothing like that. It's important for parents to discuss this, because sometimes we are afraid of judgment from our partners, from our parents, from our family, from our friends, because we don't want to feel guilty and to feel like we are ungrateful to God for what He has given to us. At that point, usually it's not about that, okay? And it's okay to acknowledge that you have gender disappointment. And when you see that you are having severe gender disappointment, to be honest with you, please seek professional help. Please seek professional help. There are so many online resources out there, even community resources out there that can help parents to connect and share their experiences. And you'll begin to realize that this is more common than you could ever think. And you are not alone in this. Okay, so I want us to break the stereotype of making the topic around gender disappointment a taboo. We have to break that stereotype. We have to break it, because it is perfectly normal for you to have gender disappointment, and it's okay if you want to try again. I know people that have tried 3-4 times and they still had boys throughout. You know, I'd rather have two and not be disappointed again than to have four and then feel disappointed 4 times, Well, who knows? Maybe the next time you would see me in person, I'll have my baby girl. So I think most importantly, let's focus. Okay, it's important that when we have gender disappointment, it's okay to acknowledge it, but we need to focus on positive parenting to our kids, regardless of their gender. It can be difficult, and to be honest with you, if you don't speak it out, you continue to keep it inside of you, and that will cause you more pain and probably could even affect your parenting. You never know. So please, let's focus on that. And yeah, I hope you learned something new today. Let's keep this conversation going. Tell me about any story that you've had, your own experiences, any experiences of people that you know that had gender disappointment. Please put it in the comment section. I haven't seen your comments in a long time. Please put your comments in the comment section. Like this video, share with all your friends and family. And until next time, don't forget to stay happy, stay healthy, and stay beautiful. And never, ever forget that God loves you. See you next time on the Maternity Diary. Live my life like it's my last day. Live my life like it's my last day. So I'm gonna live